These will do just fine. Welcome back to my kitchen, and what I'm going to be doing today is turning these potatoes that I grew in the garden into crisps. So let's do that right now. There is so many potatoes that I got from the garden, and I'm struggling to find out what I can actually do with all of these. I thought to myself, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn these into potato crisps, and I'm so excited for it. And it is super simple and a lot simpler than most people think. Let's get into it. Let's get them over to the sink and start washing them. Really simply just going to get all of the main dirt off of them and work our way through the creases of the potatoes themselves, and hopefully they should bring up a nice clean potato skin, just like that. That's pretty clean already actually, but we'll give that another little rinse under the tap, just like so, and there we have it, just like that. A nice clean first potato. Now let's just repeat the process with all of these inside of here. Here they all are, all nice and shiny and clean. That's beautiful. So now what we're going to do is, now that they've dried off, I'm going to start cutting some of these bigger ones up, especially this size, because I think it'll be beneficial to have crisps, because these smaller ones I think I'm going to save. So I'm going to peel these, and then I'm going to put these in a dish and make roast potatoes out of those eventually. But today we're going to focus on the bigger ones and do some crisps. What we're going to do is, straight away, we're going to take off maybe some of these rubbishy bits because they look a bit minging, so we'll just put those to one side. But I'm not going to peel them on this occasion. I know a lot of people normally do. I was watching another YouTube video actually of someone making crisps, because I wasn't too sure of how to do it, but they left the skin on, and what they did was literally make little slices just like this. Now some of them had a fancy peeler thing, which basically they grated the potato along the side, and what they did was they managed to slice a whole potato in little chunks like this, and they did it in less than like 5 minutes. But obviously I haven't got that fancy tool, so I'm going to have to do an old school knife job here. That sounded very wrong. An old school knife job. What does that mean? It doesn't mean I'm going to go around doing nasty things with knives. I mean, I'm basically making very thin slices, as you can see there, of the potato, because I don't have the fancy peeler. I want to use my my produce for other things, like roast potatoes for a roast dinner. I'm going to be using the potatoes for the mash. I'm going to be using the potatoes in a bit actually, because I'm going to be cooking us a shepherd's pie, and to go on top I'm going to pipe the mincemeat with our very own potatoes. But this is just one potato. I might just do 2 potatoes and see how we get on with just these 2. I think it would be silly to do all of these as crisps. Obviously I already said that the smaller ones like that will be used for other things. So yeah, that's quite exciting, isn't it? I might take this weird bottom off, because that's not going to turn into a crisp, is it? And we'll just slice again some more this way. But you don't need to watch this part, so let's skip forward. I'm just going to grab some paper towels, and I'm just going to start patting the potatoes, because we want to dry off some of this starch. We don't want any of this starch to get mixed in with the oil, because apparently it does react to it in a not so good fashion. They're not actually that bad, so I think we'll probably be okay to shove these straight into the pan to start frying. So now what I'm doing is adding the sunflower oil to the pan, which should be enough, just like that. Start the old gas hob up. So there we have it. We're going to start getting that up to the boil, and then we're going to start dunking in these fantastic, patted off, because we didn't want the starch, potatoes. So there we are. Join me when the oil is hot. Whilst we're waiting for the oil to get up to the temperature that it is required to, I'm just going to put some salt into a bowl here. Now this will be for later on, for when I have the cooked crisps and I can just chuck them straight into here. What we're just starting to see in the surroundings of the bottom of the pan here is some bubbles, which means that we should be getting close to near temperature. I'm going to just try with this tester one just to see if it does a little crackle. Okay, this is the good stuff. You can see that it is near enough up to temperature. So what I'm going to start doing is popping the potatoes into the pan. Oh, we're really getting a sense of sizzling now. So these shouldn't actually take too long to get up to their crispiness. Once they start to have the colour, I'll take them out and they should be ready. I won't put too many in there because I don't want to overcrowd it in there. So I've got the magic tool where I'm going to just spin them about to make sure they're getting an even coating of the oil. You can see that it's really starting to bubble away now. Just try and flip them if I can, just like that. Now they're starting already to get a brown edge to the crisps, just like that. So you can see that. So that is beautiful. Just starting to turn crispy now. I'm just going to test one of these to see if it is crunchy. It's nearly there, but it's not quite there yet. And that's been no longer than a couple of minutes. I'm just going to check on this one because you can see the colour is starting to go brown around the edge here. So that implies that it's cooking, but I want to see if it's actually a crisp. Oh yeah, look at that. Cracked straight in half. This one's crisped. Two more. Beautiful. And that is the first batch done. Now I'm going to put in the second batch and I will show you what I'm doing with the first batch. These have actually done a fantastic job already of crisping up. And what I'm doing is I'm just shaking it into the salt that I previously added into the bottom. And then we're going to have some sea salt crisps. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. They are beautiful. Ready? Fantastic. All that's left for me to do now is to bag them up. Beautiful. So these I have let cool down now. Some of them are stuck together, but you can see the quality of that. Where's the camera? There it is. You can see the quality of those. They're fantastic. So I'm just going to chuck all of these into a bag, just like so. You just seal the bag. And just one thing left to do. To add my brand to it. And there we have it. Dean's potato crisps. Just like that. Fantastic. So all that's left for me to say is, look at that, I made a thing, all because I had the idea to start this channel and to show people that it's easy to grow things in the garden. Now it is easy to do so, which means that we are able to not only create our own food, but not to rely on the chemical produced foods in the supermarkets and the shops. And it's interesting that a lot of people are put off by growing their own things because maybe they don't have their own space in the garden. You don't need a lot. I did all of this by using one container, one little pot, and I grew many potatoes, as you can see somewhere behind me here. But there is such a good way to get into the garden and even show the kids how to do it, because you can literally make your own food, make your own crisps. You can do it. You can do your own thing. You can make your own snacks. You can make your own roast potatoes. You can make your own mashed potato. You can make your own piped mash to go on top of a shepherd's pie. It's really easy to do, and you know that nothing else has gone into it apart from love and care from yourself, because the shops pump chemicals into these foods that we eat every single day. And that's something that I wanted to highlight by doing this channel, is to show people the importance of not eating chemicaled food, because we don't know what's going into it. We don't know what's going into it. And unless we do it ourselves, then it means that we know what we're putting into it. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully catch you in another episode very soon. And I don't know what I'll be making, but I'm sure it's going to be exciting. See you soon. Cheers. The laughable harvest. It started off as a joke, but look at it now. Fantastic. See you soon.